cannot hear you now.
So for the question you're going to ask yourself is how would do you see yourself best serving your community? It's very important. Oh, thank you, Julio. I was just pulling that up. Um, it's very important to serve your community, as you all just heard. Why? So what you're going to do is create a vision board, and the main purpose is to explain how you would best serve your community. So you could do it by creating a nonprofit organization, and you would have to Google like what does that entail. You know, you have to have a mission statement, a purpose, other things. You can volunteer with an organization, meaning you can, look up something that you're passionate about and find an organization that serves your passion and see how you would best give back. Um, so you could organize a donation drive. And how you're going to do this is step one, you're going to decide how you would like to serve your community. Step two, you're going to use Google Slides, Prezi, or PowerPoint, Canva, anything that you can put a bunch of pictures on together and make it look nice. Step three, you're going to research. You'll need to Google or just go online and find out how you'd like to serve your community. Like I said, if you choose to just give back to an organization, you have to Google one um, to find. Step four, you're going to find pictures for your vision board that represents your thoughts and research. You want to have as minimal words as possible. Vision boards is you're literally portraying a vision, and you're going to explain what that vision is through the pictures. And step five, while you present, you're gonna afterwards you're gonna be prepared to answer questions. So while you're doing your research, you want to make sure you're with the time you have allotted to be as thorough as possible. And step six, you're gonna enjoy this, and it's gonna be fun because you're gonna put into it what you want, and is you're really gonna just make it your own. It's literally your thoughts on what you want to do and how you want to do it.
And thank you very much, Araya. So, ladies and gentlemen, we went ahead and made breakout rooms. You're going to be in these breakout rooms working together. Your mentors and leaders in that room will be able to help you out. They'll be able to help you out. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to hit them up. At about 12 o'clock, I'm going to pull some of you seniors out and make another room in order to meet with our senior advisor, Kelsey Quintana, who has some things for you. Whenever around noon, if you are ready for break, by all means, feel free to. If you need any more help, go into it. We'll return at 1 o'clock, ready to start presenting. So we look forward to all your participation. Our panelists may be in your room, so feel free to keep on asking those questions and picking at their brains. So again, this is something the leaders took time and created, and we're not just putting not just giving rules and instructions out there. This is something that they took time and put together. And so with that, Yasmin.
Okay, so this is like the example that we put together. So we worked on it collaboratively, but everyone's going to do their own. So for this month is National Adoption Month. So we together as a group decided on like what organization or what way do we want to give back. It doesn't have to be towards something that's like national this month, but we're like, it's November, let's see what's going on in November. And so we looked up ways on how to give back in this aspect, and we have found an organization called the Children's Home Society of New Jersey, which is a nonprofit that gives back to students or kids that are looking for adoption homes, and they just provide assistance and different programs to help those kids. And so we put together a little board, as you can see here, nothing crazy. It could be 4 to 5 pictures. We put the logo. We have a laptop here because the organization collects laptops. And so one way we were thinking we could give back if we were to do this is collect laptops for students to be able to do their schoolwork and everything else on. They also have yoga for the kids to get a time to relax and, you know, participate in something more like peaceful. And then they also have a brunch with Santa where they have people volunteer or bring in like little bags of goodies or just gifts because it's holiday season and it's a time for giving most of the time. So they have a brunch with Santa, and it's a virtual event this year, but they also do some type of collection that way. And then I'm not sure if Kelsey remembers the stats that we had found about like this organization, but if she wants to share, she can. But this is basically what y'all be doing.
So I don't have like all the facts in front of me, but I do remember that they were founded in 1984, I believe. And basically they just do different things like for the children and giving back. So as Yasmin said, they collaborate with One Simple Wish. It's like a partnership. And they do like laptops. They give laptop donations to the kids that need it. The little girl, they host like mindfulness activities. For the brunch with Santa, they send like a little elf box. You know, we're virtual, so thinking about in person versus virtual, they do send stuff to the children at home. So this is just something that we thought about like on a large scale on how to give back versus like a smaller scale. So yeah, I think that's it. Their vision is just being there for you know, the children and making sure that through these times they're still being able to, you know, enjoy and have fun.
Does anyone have any questions? But everyone, when we break out, like there'll be a mentor in the room. So
Yeah.
Should I share my screen?
Yeah, everybody will have the ability to share their screen.
Okay.
By the way, you've never you just showed up all day with a baby on your shoulder and never introduced him. Like, okay.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
Congrats, Jamira.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy
it.
birthday, baby.
So this is my niece. Her name's Lucelenia. And she's going to be 3 months on the 15th. And I wanted to give my sister a break, so I thought that I would keep her overnight, which was an amazing experience because when I thought I was going to go to sleep at 3:30 is when she decided to wake up. So I got to sleep at 6:30 and I was up by 9.
That's it. That's how you do.
So real quick, this is just mine, and can you see it? Does it say it's shared?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. So mine, it's just basically I want to bring to my community that I feel like it's missing is like a clubhouse, a game night where we can actually come together as a community, adults, youth, and come together and play different games. So if you look on the top corner, it's just like some games, video games, board games, card games, puzzles, an outside playground. And I would want to create like a center. So I would do that. And then in the middle where it's green, it's where I would like write a letter to get donations and send it to like different stores, ShopRite's, Dollar Store and stuff, see who would donate games and stuff like that. As well, have a drop box for those that want to drop off like any old games that they have. Next to it, you'll see a group of people working, and you know that's the business side, trying to get the grants, trying to get the fundings for it, as well as connecting with United Advocacy, get Rich on board to see if I can start a nonprofit under that place. And it's funny because I just started talking to Rich about it. So going from there, and the bottom I'm still working on, but it's actually to do like monthly big events. So like do an escape room within a center, do a laser tag or something within a center, a talent show or something like that that can bring creativity as well as awareness to the center, But I really am just looking for something to have fun and be able to bring people together and just like do things they probably won't be able to, or learn games they probably never thought was out there. And that's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We see those claps all around. Claps, claps. Thank you. You got some thumbs up. And now from the crowd, we want to hear your questions. We want to hear your questions about this nonprofit. It could be anything from how or this project that she's doing, this community engagement. How does this?
Jamira, do you have a title?
So I don't know. I was thinking of like a like what I would name the center, or like what I would call it. I don't, but I do want something where it's like a learning but a fun way to do it. So probably something with the game gamer in it, or something like that. Maybe Playhouse Club or something like that. Like I'm trying to think of a thing, but I couldn't really come up with something. I came up with ideas, but nothing concrete that really stuck to me yet.
Jamira, I absolutely love the idea of a place to play, especially like that intergenerational idea, because I think we lose sight of play a lot. Like when life gets serious and we go to work and all that stuff, like we think we have to like buckle down and stop playing, when really play is so helpful. I mean, we learn while we play. There's studies done that as we age, we should continue playing, like even Sudoku and word finds and things like that really like keep our brains moving and growing and not atrophying. And there's a quote from a play researcher that says the opposite of play is not work, it's depression. So this idea that we need play in our life on a regular basis. So I love that idea.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. Next up, let's see. Any volunteers? Or do I got to go into my, let me see, picking up. Oh, I got one coming out. Let's see. Oh, next presentation from Marjorie Hernandez. And Kelly, we know you showed up late, so we expect a lot of questions out of you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
I don't know how to share my presentation. I did it in my phone.
You said you did it on your phone?
Marjorie, if you did it on Google Slides, can you share it with me and then I can put it up?
Okay.
Perfect.
And while we get that going, we'll have Anthony. Anthony, are you ready?
Yeah.
Feel free to share when you're ready.
Yeah, I can screen share like whenever you're ready.
Ready for you, bud.
Have the thing. Oh, well, I'll just kind of describe it. Basically, the idea that I had was I wanted to do like sort of like a veterans appreciation thing. So I was gonna kind of just have like letters sent in, but kind of like similar to like a play idea that was just brought up, where it's like, you know, people need to have a little bit of, you know, kind of like fun a little bit. I was gonna have these like letters, but I was gonna have like a little like stamp on all of them, like Scooby-Doo or something like that, to where it's kind of like funny when they get it. So like they get that, and then they get the little letter of appreciation. And I think it's a little bit different because a lot of like letters are like, yeah, we appreciate this, but there's potential for them to sort of like kind of have like a bad experience reading those letters because they might remember something bad that happened. So I think if we can write a letter, you know, like a certain way and then put a stamp on it, they can feel appreciated, but, you know, they can also have fun and sort of, you know, memory of what they did.
Very good. Do you have a visual of your project, of your visual board?
Yeah, I have a visual. I just don't know where to like glad as I can.
Feel free to
in
email
there.
if you want to email it to me. I'll go ahead and put it up for you. All right.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, so anybody else, I mean, if you are on your laptops, you'll be able to share your screen from the Zoom app. If you're not on your laptop for some reason, feel free to share or email those things over to us and we'll put them up while you talk. So take a moment to do that real quick.
Questions for Anthony?
I think I just figured it out.
Okay.
I got a question for Anthony. What made you think of that idea? I really like that idea.
I just kind of thought of. Oh, I didn't know if you were gonna finish. I just kind of thought about it on the spot.
Yeah, I was asking because people, a lot of times veterans, they're fighting for, stuff, even though they went to go fight and stuff. When they come back, sometimes they don't have all the privileges or sometimes things get harder. So I was like, oh, maybe he knows someone in that position. Maybe he knows some veterans.
Yeah, Julio, did you want me to screen share real quick? Just kind of like.
You have it, bud.
All right, let me see. Yeah, so you can kind of see like I was gonna do. I'm gonna obviously the letters are gonna be in there, but it was gonna be something like this, where I was gonna get kind of like a stamp to like put on the front, and then just like another one like thanking for the service, and then they can open it.
What's on the second slide?
It's the same thing. It's just a little bit different. Like I kind of wanted to go with different approaches.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Have you seen any services that are like this before?
I honestly don't know because I just thought about it. I mean, there's definitely services that have like where you can send letters to veterans, but I don't think there's anything that's really like specific in regards to what I'm doing.
Thank you. Questions for Anthony? Go ahead.
I have a question for Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What will inspire you to like lean towards this subject? I know it's like many options. Like, what inspire you to go in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just kind of thought about it randomly, but I was thinking about like a lot of like past like veteran things that I've like went to. And a lot of the appreciation for it isn't really like to me at least, it's not really the person. It's more so like the grand scope of what they did. Like the specific person, like if they went to war or whatever, I feel like people should honor kind of like what they did more so than like, oh, thank you for the service. They don't really know the service that the person did. Like the person could have been, like an engineer that built the planes or whatever that they flew, but most of it's just assumed to be kind of this just like, like violent sort of like thing. And that's not everybody, but I would just say like, in terms of like if you go to movies, you're going to see more movies about people getting shot in war than, making planes or whatever. And I think that the overall service that veterans have should be honored more so than their like participation in the war because I just think it's a lot on them. And I think especially in older age, I think it would feel appreciated and a little bit more care felt, just kind of like throwing something a little lighthearted on there.
Thank you. And do you know anybody who's a veteran, or even have you thought about joining?
No.
Well, thank you very much. Any last question? All right, round of applause for our very own Anthony Hayes. Thank you for that. And we'll check with Marjorie. Marjorie, are you good now?
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like you're up.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I basically I thought of this because of my idea. Just like she's doing like for everybody, I'm doing it just for kids because in my neighborhood, like I see a bunch of kids with their little group and they never get together, and like they never go to the playground because the playground sucks and it's just like empty. So I was thinking of like just fixing up the playground and getting people or like I don't know systems to donate stuff so we can get a playground going and just look like fascinating for kids to get together and get to know each other. That's about it. And my came idea of having like a shed in there where it's like there's like games donated to it. So like for people who doesn't have any equipment or anything to do, they can just go to the shed, grab something, play around, and put it right back.
That's awesome. Anybody questions for Marjorie?
I had a question for Marjorie. So I really love the idea of your playground and like it being all about kids getting together to be part of this larger community. Would you host any events at your playground to get kids together? Would you do anything special with it to try to encourage the community to come together all in one place and get these kids really playing together?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. But like also I wouldn't just do it like for little kids. I will do it like according to age. You know, like something for the teenagers, something for the little kids and the babies. Like everybody comes in and like step around.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Marjorie, I see that it is like a community playground, more like community based and looking for donations and things. So it's not, I'm assuming maybe it's not state funded or things like that. I don't know how playgrounds operate. And would, what I'm thinking about right now during this time of a pandemic and the need for gathering and play or the desire for, have you thought about like how do you keep to like regulations during this time? Is it do playgrounds like this get ran by a community board? Do you know? And they make those regulations or?
No, I don't know.
Well, thank you. Seems like a great project. Thank you. Any other questions for Marjorie?
I got a thought on the playground idea. A couple years ago, we partnered with a group called Kaboom, and Kaboom is a foundation that helps fund, or at least provide partial funding and expertise for building playgrounds. Kind of like you got here in your pictures. So in Bridgeton on East Avenue Park, we had them come in and partner with the city to build a playground, and it was cool because they got discounts and things on the equipment, and they brought in like the expert builder. The thing that was that we had to do was partner with some businesses and city government to like raise some funds, and then secure a team of people that were going to help put the thing together. And and that was like, I don't know, 5 years ago. And what was really cool is we took what was a pretty dilapidated playground and turned it into a place that is now kind of full of kids and families enjoying the outside. So Kaboom, look that up.
That's so cool. Nice job, Marjorie.
Thank you.
Let's see, up next, let's do Trinity. I know you said it would take a moment to get your screen share. And then on deck is going to be John. So if there's anything to prepare, I'll just let you know that you're after Trinity. Oh, and Rich put the link for you there, Marjorie, in the chat, the Kaboom link. Oh, maybe some connection there with Marjorie and Jamira's idea. All right, Trinity, how's it going? Are you able to share? Did we lose you, Trin? So, John, you ready? Oh, there's Trinity. I see your face. How you doing? You ready?
Sorry, I was trying to get it on. It signed me out. Like I was. Can you do John and I'll share after?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do John, and also want to let people. I know we have some parent guardians who are joining, and we wanted to have a time where you're joining and being part of the presentations. And if you have any questions, feel free to dive in on the questions for the students. The presentations are on maybe a community engagement project that they would like to be part of. Also, besides that, but fairly soon we'll be breaking out, and I'll be pulling parent guardians aside as the presentations continue. So go ahead, John.
All right, I can't figure out how to screen share on my phone, but I don't really need the presentation to kind of like show it or just explain it.
Okay.
Like I can just talk about it. Like it's a pretty simple idea.
Okay.
I don't know. One thing I learned working at Subway is that Subway sandwiches, like Subway companies actually make a lot of money. Like it's like really busy during the day. So I figured if I opened up a sandwich shop, I'd make like be like a nonprofit for like the community and like buy supplies and stuff for people who are financially struggling or in foster care. That's it.
So you're saying the profits that you would get from the sandwich shop, you would be able to give back in what way?
Like buying school supplies or anything they need for school, really.
Gotcha.
It's like a community thing.
Yeah, cool.
Like,
Other questions for John?
Hey, John, that's a terrific idea. Two things I want to share with you. First, I don't know if you remember, we did the project at the Monkey and the Elephant, which was the cafe in Philadelphia that is run strictly by former foster youth and foster youth, where that organization looks to hire them to help give them job training and that kind of stuff. We had done that with the Born This Way Foundation and Lady Gaga. And then secondly, John Bon Jovi in New Jersey has a cafe that tries to support the community, especially those that may be homeless or not have jobs, where they can actually get free meals and or work. They can actually work in the restaurant to get their meals covered, which is pretty neat. So those are two things you might want to research if you want to bring your idea to life on real world examples of kind of the idea you have.
Any other questions for John? Comments?
I was just wondering how you would advertise like that you were doing something for the community. How would you get that out there so that people know what you're doing and could support you?
Social media is like a really good way to reach out in my community. Like a lot of parents are connected to Facebook and stuff. You can put flyers up, but there's a lot of things you can do.
All right, Trinity, how's that coming along for you?
And thank you, John. Round of applause for John. We'll clap it up, clap it up.
I think I'm ready. I don't want to spend any more time trying to mess with it. So
Okay, go ahead. Let's see what you got. Looks like it's working. All right, we see it. Go ahead.
okay, so mine was kind of like a flea market idea. Like people would donate art supplies or their drawings or pictures, like how the flower and the sunset and the lake picture kind of is. They would donate those, and I would rent out a space, and people could go there and buy the pictures and buy the art supplies and stuff. And there would be like a little bin for like less costly stuff for people that don't have the money to buy other things. The more expensive stuff that would be there. All of the money that I would raise would go to the Art of Asylum. They do like art therapy for kids that have like chronic illnesses like cancer and illnesses like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. So were you saying that so you'd sell the art and then like you would also have art supplies there that people could buy for relatively inexpensive?
Yeah.
Cool. It's a cool idea. Any questions for Trinity? Comments?
Trinity, I really like your idea, especially because you're supporting like the arts. And I think that's something that's really important because when you think of people who may be more in need or not have as much, they spend things on things they need, like food, shelter. And so being able to have art supplies is something that's extra sometimes. And I think that your service would be really powerful in people's lives, and it would give them the opportunity to be creative and to engage in the art community when maybe they couldn't otherwise. So I really enjoyed that.
I worked in a small group with Isaiah, John, and Trinity, and I wanted to say that I was really proud of them because I explained like the vision board as one or the other, like find an organization or create a nonprofit, and I think both of them combined it, and that's what like really interested me, and I was really excited that they did that because they created something of their own and utilized it to give back. And even Trinity created something and still went out and found a nonprofit to still give back to. So I was just really proud of them for doing that and participating.
All right, I'm gonna try and stop to share my screen now.
Nice work, Trinity. Thanks for that.
Love it.
So good. All right. So I know some people are having some internet issues. They keep getting like knocked out and coming back in. So we'll try to keep everybody coming in and get you up on deck as soon as we can. So let's go with Thomas. I know you came back in recently. Are you still in the room? Trying to see everybody in here. Thomas, you here? Awesome. Would you present?
Yeah, I have. How do I get it on? I've never really did that before.
Are you on a laptop?
Oh, no, I'm on my iPad.
An iPad? There should be.
There should be the bar where it says like participants, chat, share screen. You see that? The mute button, the video button.
Yeah, I see share. Is it share content? Click that.
Yeah. And then you'll select what it is.
All right.
Then I'm going to have Ronnie up on deck, just so you know, Ronnie, you're coming next.
So I'm going to do this. When I click it, which one do I click? There's like a whole bunch of different options.
What did you do it in?
Google Slides.
Is that showing up as one of the options?
Nope.
Can you share your slide with us?
No, when I click on the share content, it said there's like different options. One of them is screen, photos, iCloud Drive, Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, Box, website URL, bookmark, and whiteboard.
Cool. So do me a favor, just share that with me like by email, like send it to me by email real quick.
Like on the Google slide, go to where it says share.
Oh, all right.
And add Julio at First Star Academy.
And so while we wait on that.
So Ronnie, let's go up to you and we'll put, hopefully we'll get Thomas situated by then. If not, we'll do Dominic after that. So Ronnie's up, ready to go? Hey, Ronnie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Ronnie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yes.
It's like a game.
Can you hear us now?
Are you trying to share?
Yeah. Can you see it?
I see it going up there.
I did a food drive. There's a lot of kids in my community that feel hungry, so I was like to do a food drive, and the local church does a food drive in my community, so I like team up with them. 41 Americans, or a million Americans go hungry every year, so just reaching out and feeding a few would help, and eventually, be able to reach all of them, maybe. Ask around about places I could do boxes where you could drop off food, and people that would volunteer to cook.
Questions for Ronnie?
Thank you, Ronnie.
Ronnie, what got you interested in food drives? Like why did you pick food drives as your service?
I have a few of my friends, they're kind of needy, so I was like, it made me think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And I think I just missed a little bit. It's hard to hear you, Ronnie. I don't know if you can get any closer to your microphone. The first slide, I think, said something about a church. So is there a church that you're already connected to that is doing some of this work?
I don't go to church, but there's a church in my town that does this.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. I mean, I think there are so many great organizations that are already doing a lot of this work. And one of the ones that comes to mind for me is my sister-in-law is a part of City Team, which is in Chester. And they do a lot of, during holidays and things like that, they do thousands of food boxes for the community, as well as it used to be before the pandemic, they were doing nightly meals for the community that anyone could just show up and get a meal. Things have shut down more since COVID, but yeah, I mean, I think that that's a huge need. And if we can provide meals, like you were talking Sunday dinners or something, I think that would be a great service to our communities.
I really like that you provided a statistic, and that shows that you did look it up and you did do some research about what you were doing. And also, honestly, it's also something you could look up. Like you said, your church does it. A church in your community does it. You can literally look up like local soup kitchens and stuff like that you could volunteer at to serve food as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you again. Round of applause for Ronnie. And now I have Thomas's presentation, which I'm pulling up right now. Thomas, let's hear.
All right. Foundation I picked was the NFL Foundation, and they just help different communities around the country. It doesn't always have to be about like they don't always just focus on football. It's just trying to help different people and do. But for me, I focus on like the helping kids and stuff around the community. That's what if I would to give back, that's what I would want to do. So one of the things they do is Play 60, where they try and encourage kids to get outside and get 60 minutes of exercise every day. And then on the bottom right, that picture is like from the Pro Bowl, where they get like different kids. I guess they get them together and they get to meet like Pro Bowl NFL players and stuff like that. The gold football at the top, it's an NFL honors football. So it's an NFL player signed it who like won an award. Like say the MVP would sign a football and they would give it to like a kid. And I think that's cool because honestly, I would want one if I could. In the top right, that's a crucial catch where that's their it's a part of the NFL Foundation where they try and raise awareness for different types of cancers and stuff like that. Yeah. Is that all? Is that all I had? I'm not sure.
Okay, Thomas, good job, bro.
And you're gonna do a song about the NFL? Just joking. The Eagles fight song?
Song? No, I don't have a song. Sorry.
No, thank you for that. Hey, questions for Thomas. Questions. Thank you for that.
I have a question. Thomas, how would you contribute to like the Play 60 and stuff like that? Like how would you spread the awareness to exercise at least 60 minutes a day?
I guess I'll just try and like reach out to the community through like social media and stuff. I think when I'm older, I would like to be like just like volunteer and be like coaches for like different sports teams, stuff like that. Because I love sports, and all that. So I think it's a good idea.
Thomas, I think that this project is great, especially for you. I know that you're a very active student, and I start to think there's so many students like you. I see some in the room right now who are sports people and just active people. And during this time of the pandemic, I'm wondering, how would you find alternatives when we can't like gather and do sports together? How, have you thought about ways to encourage kids and youth to be active, to do this kind of activity during this type of parameters?
I think it's difficult, especially for me. If I want to like say like go for a run or exercise, it's hard to motivate myself like by myself. It's always I feel like it's always better for me when I have someone else that's like doing it with me, or like somebody else that's motivating me. So I guess you would just try and find like, even now I know it's difficult, but find like one or two other people to be able to like go outside and do something with. Because I know me, I don't want to go outside and do something by myself. That's kind of boring. But I think that's the best idea. Find somebody that's willing to go and do something with you, like maybe like throw the football around or play some basketball, something like that.
You're raising some funds that maybe students who participate could meet some famous NFL, NBA, WNBA players, whatever it may be. That's an idea.
Nice job, Thomas.
Nice job, Thomas. Thank you.
Can I go?
Yes, I received your. I'll go ahead and pull it up.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Coco.
It's the second one. Yeah. Okay, so what I did was a COVID-19 donation drive, and the reason why I did this is because I know a lot of people lost jobs due to COVID, and because of that, they lose houses, no money for food and stuff like that. So what I have here is care packages and donation. And if you can't physically donate something, you can always cash at me, through money. And how I will get this out is, through social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, let people know I'm doing a donation drive for people who have, lost jobs, and just need a little extra help during this time. And that's it.
Thank you.